Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the FLAW Sports Night X headguard, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the FLAW Sports Night X headguard. This retails for about $180 US. You can get this headguard directly from FLAW Sports, but I actually got mine from the nice people over at Box Up Nation. And I'll put the link in the description box for those of you that are interested in getting this headguard. I got mine obviously in the green and gold colorway. It kind of reminds me of like an emerald green. It's probably my favorite colorway from the X line of products from FLAW. It just looks really sharp. I love that green and gold, looks really clean. And I really don't have a lot of green boxing equipment, so there's that element as well. I got mine in medium. I believe they have this also in small and large. If you go to the FLAW website, there's a sizing chart there that tells you what size to get based on the circumference of your head. So make sure to measure that before you get it. Colorways, I believe they have this in red and blue, which is pretty popular, white and black. The green you see here, and I believe they just recently, around like Black Friday, Thanksgiving, they released a silver and a gold as well. So you have a good variety of colorways to choose from. This Night X is modeled exactly off their premium Night, which is the genuine leather version of this headgear, and that genuine one is actually manufactured in the UK. I'm not too sure where this one is manufactured or any of the X line gear for that matter. I believe there's been some rumors that this may be manufactured in China. To what degree of truth there is to that, I'm not sure. If you guys know, feel free to put some information down in the comments box. But I will say this, my last wore boxing gloves, which are made in China, it's a Chinese brand, as well as the Chairwing boxing gloves that I reviewed on a couple years ago. The material on those gloves are the exact same material on the X line synthetic that they use. So again, that's just kind of like a reference for that, but again, I'm not too sure where it's made. Now when you look at this headguard, there's definitely some reminiscence to the winning FG 2900. I feel a lot of companies somewhat model their headguards, use that as the benchmark, the winning FG 2900 and even the FG 5000 in the nose bar, because of the quality, the great field of vision, the cheek protection, and it's just an overall great headguard. So you can definitely see there's some influence in this. One thing you'll notice is that I feel that the actual opening for the field of vision is a little bit higher up. It has more of an oval opening compared to the FG, where it's a little bit more flatter. It's not as rounded, if that makes any sense. The other thing is weight. So this headguard weighs in at about 11.7 ounces. The 2900 is roughly about 10 ounces. So it's a little heavier, but to be honest with you, that's pretty negligible. Once you have it in your head, once you have it on top of your head, you're not really going to feel it, especially once you start moving around. Looking at the synthetic material on here, it's just the same as the review I did on the Super Lace synthetic. It has a semi-gloss finish, a little bit of a texture to it. It's really resilient and it lasts a very long time. You have the FLAW logo on the forehead. The crown, I love. Just like I've always said in the past with headguards, I'm a big fan of lace-up closures compared to Velcro. It just gives a much more custom fit, and to me, it's easier to adjust. You have that synthetic leather material for the crown loops, that the laces that are round, nice round laces right there, that goes through. So you can adjust that to your head and just leave it where it's at. And then the rear of the headguard also has a lace-up closure, which I love as well, and you can preset the circumference for your head. So the only thing you really have to adjust every time you put this on or remove it is just the chin buckle. The ear pads have about 1 inch of firm density foam padding and about, I'd say, another 1/2 inch of medium density padding for this crossbar right there. The exterior foam on here is different than the interior. The interior is a little bit softer, so it gives you a little bit more of a custom feel and a softer feel against your face. Where the exterior is definitely on the firm side. You can see how hard that material is in that foam, and basically that's that way so that when you do get hit in the face, it absorbs the shock of the punch or whatever it may be you're getting hit with. So you have the same kind of foam material that goes all the way to the temple, up and over your ear towards the back of the head. And you also have this gold piping and the gold for the air donuts, if you want to call it. The gold piping on that side. And you can see the quality is all pretty good. I mean, I'd say the only areas of issues you can even call it, if you want to nitpick, is like maybe even the stitching on the inside right here, where you can see some over stitching. But again, that's more cosmetic than it is performance. But other than that, I mean, you can see like just the cut where they cut the synthetic material for the air donut is kind of jagged. But everything else looks good. I mean, aesthetically, it's really clean. You know, no imperfection. The crown looks really good. It's not like you have a bunch of just crooked stitching lines and patterns. You know, you can see that's done nicely. They did a good job of stitching in the loops up top for the crown of the head guard. And then when you come down here, you can see that you do have the extended raised cheek protectors. And the reason for that is that it gives you a little bit more padding. So when someone lands a punch straight on or a strike straight on, you have a little bit more elevation towards the front of the nose, and that way it kind of reduces the impact before it actually lands into your nose. Do keep in mind, this is not a nose bar headgear, so if you do get hit flush with a straight punch, you will get hit in the nose. Even with these raised cheek protectors, you still will feel the impact of it. This just helps, again, reduce that and obviously prevent anything happening around your orbital bone. So again, with this head guard, the main component is to protect yourself from getting cuts or scrapes. So if you have like a head clash during sparring, you don't have to worry about cutting yourself open, and just kind of reduces the bruising around your face. Coming down to the chin strap, you have the belt right here that has the little holes in it, and then you also have the belt buckle. One thing I love about this belt buckle, which I think is a huge benefit, is that it actually has this little metal roller on here, which when you think about it, you're like, oh, that's not a huge deal, whatever, it's just a buckle. But when you actually put the head guard on and you put this belt through it and you tighten it down, man, it's so much smoother. It almost feels like a ball bearing effect. Then you have that little metal tab that goes into that, the flap that covers it, and then you also have a little sleeve that this buckle, or should I say this belt, goes into when you put it on. So there you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my head. Now, when I bought this, based off the sizing chart, I should have gotten a large, but I decided to go with medium because I found in the past a lot of times cheek protector style headgears not typically kind of run large, but the cheek protector part right here typically runs large. So the last thing I wanted to do is get a large, even though it says that it's like 22.5 inches in circumference and up. My head is 23 inches in circumference. My worry was that if I got one that was large, that the cheek protectors would be too big and it would almost like collapse down on my nose because the cheek protectors are a little too big. So I actually got a medium, which is up to, I believe, 22 or 22.5 inches in circumference. And this actually fits me better than a large would, because the cheek protectors, you can see it rests up right on my cheek, but it doesn't pinch down on my nostrils to where you feel like, okay, you're having a restriction with breathing. So you can see right there, if I turn to the side, it has a decent amount of protection. So I do feel the punches if I get punches, punched directly in the nose, but the raised cheek protectors do help reduce the impact without sacrificing too much vision like a face saver head guard would. Now, the chin strap, which is another favorite feature of mine on this, you can see that little metal roller, and it makes it so much smoother when you close the chin strap and so much easier. Some head guards don't have that, and when you close it, I mean, it works fine, it just doesn't have that nice smooth feel. And at this price point, it's about the little details, right? So you can see that that roller works perfectly. And you have the little lip buckle. I'm gonna put that in there, and that's in there nicely. The location of the chin strap is perfect. It doesn't really get any better than that in terms of location. It's not too far down on my throat, so I don't feel like I'm getting choked out. It's right underneath my chin where it needs to be. From there, you can just put the belt right through. And like I showed you guys earlier, there's this little flap that opens up. And what that does, you can pull that through and it holds the belt up towards the side of your cheek so it doesn't just dangle. So again, little details that I love about this headgear. So I already talked about the cheek protectors. Those are good. The field of vision is really nice in this. The one thing I love about it is that it has a little bit more of a rounder opening. So your vertical peripheral vision is a little bit better than the winning, in my opinion, because of the opening. I can see left and right perfectly fine. If you're changing your elevation and you're crouching and you're kind of getting low or you're going underneath a shot, you can still look up with your vision and see what's happening above you. You don't have anything, this portion of the head guard doesn't block you from that because of how it kind of rounds upwards and comes back around. So I definitely like that. The top closure feels great. The rear closure feels really good. The ear donuts, you can see sizing wise are perfect. So the dimensions and the actual placement of the ear donuts are exactly where it needs to be at on both sides, and my ears are directly inside here. So you don't have any issues with like your ears, you know, pushing against it or being too far out of alignment. So that's perfect sizing there. Now, granted, everybody has a different size head, so maybe a little bit different for you, but for me, the sizing is on point. You can see it does have that tapered neck in the back, so you have full rotation and mobility of your neck, which is great. Lastly, one big critique I have with this is when you start to sweat. So the inner liner is going to be that same type of synthetic leather material. And what ended up happening is when I would sweat, when I would get hit with this, it would shift because it was a little bit slippery on the inside. I would have definitely preferred if they used like a micro suede liner that was a little bit grippier. Now, the trade-off with that is sometimes those get soaked up with sweat and they don't dry out as quickly as the synthetic material does. But I'd rather have that and just let it air dry and not soak up, and at least have a headgear that doesn't slip around as much. Now, that only really happened if I really took a hard shot from the side, or if I got like an uppercut and it clipped this portion of the cheek protector and it would like lift the head guard and have it shift. And I found myself kind of having to readjust that. So I feel if they were to go with like a micro suede liner on the inside, I think that would help quite a bit with soaking up the sweat and preventing this from shifting around. But overall, I'm extremely happy with this head guard. It performs awesome, has great vision, has these great cheek protectors for a good amount of nose protection. It is not a face bar headgear or face saver, if you want to call it that. So don't expect to have complete, you know, protection in terms of straight punches coming in. If you have like a broken nose or a nose injury and you just can't get any contact on your nose, then I would definitely get yourself a face saver rather than a cheek protectors, because you still will get punches landing on your nose with this. But outside of that, the quality is solid. You know, at the price point compared to what else is out there at $180, I definitely think it's really well worth it. The only thing I would change with this head guard, to be honest with you, is going to be the inner liner. But outside of that, I think they did a great job with the little details. You know, the little roller on this metal clip right here, or the metal buckle, did a fantastic job. This little piece right here, and everything else about this head guard, I really love. Great variety of colors to choose from as well, and different sizing. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave it down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where I got my Fly Sports Night X head guard, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.